This is the neuro-linguistic programming visual spelling strategy. I've used it with whole classes, individuals and pairs, and my students love it. The first thing we do is we write the word we want the child or the adult to learn on a board or piece of paper. And you want to write it nice and large and clearly, and don't join it up. So I'm going to use that word what, which is so often a tricky one, which makes sense, doesn't it? So first of all, I'm going to write my word nice and clearly, not joined up, but I'm not showing it to the child. And I am not telling them the word either. You need to get your child to look up without moving their head. When we look up, it turns on the part of the brain that deals with images. And as I said, that's what letters and words are, they're images. So you've got your word and you've got your child looking up. Before you show them the board, the child must start either singing or counting, and they must do it out loud. If they're not singing or counting, it's highly likely they're thinking about the letters and trying to memorize them by going wah-ha-at or something. We don't want that. We want them to use the visual part of their brain because that's probably missing. Next step, I'm going to bring the board in from the side while they're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 5 seconds. Bring it across and then drop it down when it's out of their eye line. Notice it was more of a flash than anything else. 5 to 6 seconds is enough. Some children will do it even more quickly. Don't linger any longer. Then, while your child's looking up, bring the blank side of the board across while they're still looking up. And you're going to say to them, can you see any of the letters? Directing their attention to the board. Now, they might say some of the letters in the wrong order, some of the letters and miss some of the letters, or they might get the whole word. All of which are fine. They've only had one look. If they didn't get any, you can repeat the process, make sure they count. If you do it, say 3 times, and they're missing one letter, change the colour of the letter that's difficult and do it again. Our brains love colourful, interesting things. And once they get the letters, they're going W, H, or W, her, I don't care which, at. Excellent, you got the word. I'm still not saying the word. Then, and they love this bit, then we're going to say, can you do the last letter? Make sure they're still looking up though. What was the letter before that? What was the letter before that? What was the first letter? If they can tell you the letter in reverse, they can see it. They have taken a mental photograph of it and they have put it in the storage cupboard. And by looking up, they're turning that part of their memory back on and accessing the picture of the word. Therefore, they have learned how to store an image of a word, which they probably were not doing before. Then what I normally suggest to people is get them to look up and try the word again at the end of the day. Get them, and then if they've got it, get them to look up and see the word again in the morning. If they've still got it by the morning, it's there. If we review at the end of a session, we remember more, up to 80% of what we've learned. Otherwise, a lot of it falls out our head because there's nowhere to put it all. If you review after 24 hours, it lasts for a week. If you review after a week, it lasts for a month. If you review after a month, it's long term. If it really won't stick, or if they really can't get it, then you need to do the stabilising the image process.